All right, we're live. Yeah. Oh, I want to see your face. No, I want to see your face. No, I'm seeing is your there we go. All right. We're live. We're live. Where do we see who? How many people are watching? Oh, only 31. Come on, share that IFG. I'd like to. Boom. There we go. It's a couple more. 42. First of all, I'd like to thank Michael from Aaron's Aquariums from dealing with my dumbass for at least an hour, and then Greg was here, so that was good, and they get stuff taken care of. But I do not know anything about computers, so when Michael's like, press this, press that, just doesn't work. But this is my brother from another mother, Michael Aaron's. And we're live. We got 46 people watching. Not bad for a random live stream. What's up, guys? Mike's taking off. He's going to fix something. What's up, Boo? What's up, Boo Radley? Hey, Cruz. Dank Tanks. Mike from Mass here. Mass Aquariums. What's up, Fish Fam? Gary's Aquatics. Jamie. Greg Jones is probably... Greg is actually probably driving. Greg, do not drive into a tree and crash off the street, will you?
Right, so hi everyone. I'm Aaron's Aquarium, just in case you don't know who I am. So the best way, if you're gonna talk in the chat, if you're gonna address either one of us, because we're both called Mike, so call me Michael and call him Mike. So that'll make things easier. So then we'll know who you're talking to. And trying to
yes, good thinking.
Yeah. And what we've been doing is basically what we've done is I'm actually controlling the stream from the UK. Weirdly enough, it's actually Mike's channel, Mike's stream, but I'm controlling it from the UK. So I'm controlling all of the screens and stuff. So it's Mike's stream, and I'm just here to look pretty.
So how is that? That my boy is literally controlling my entire channel from his house. It's friggin' what time is it? Boom, boom, boom.
3 a.m.
It is 3 o'clock in the morning in the UK, and he's up. He just got through with his shift, his work shift, grinding it out, making it happen for his family, and now he's here producing my live stream. So what do you guys think about that? Go over to Michael Aquarium. Michael
Aquarium.
Aaron's Aquariums. I want to call you Michael Aquariums.
Yo, Stealth Bubba.
Make sure you subscribe to him. No, there's no there's all there is tonight is the dilly. Get some people in this chat talking, asking questions.
Obviously I've been trying to set this up with Mike, and he is the most computer illiterate guy I've ever known. Every time I tell him don't click that button, he goes, "What, this one?" and clicks it. It's like, come on, man.
That's true. Every time he says don't press the red button, I press it. I'm like a little kid. I need to press it.
IFG. How about Bell End 1 and Bell End 2? I'm all right with that.
Yeah, we can do that. How about that for the Bell End 1/2 show? Stealth Bobber, Double Michaels here. Cheers, Mike and Mike. We got 50 people. How about you guys hit that share button, hit that like button, and get this shit shared throughout East Coast, West Coast.
I was gonna swear.
UK coast. You got everybody, every single person in the UK is in bed right now.
Yo, Billy Pipes. So.
Oh, Billy Pipes. He's up. We need to get him a 4X shirt.
He's a big lad.
Billy Pipes.
He's a big man.
Yeah.
I saw a picture the other day on Instagram of him and Inappropriate Reefer and Ed, EDK Reefmeister, and he just towers above everybody. He's huge.
I have only seen him on his videos. CJ and DC Reefer and Rico were on a big trip today all together. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Watch them for a few.
So you're getting a few questions there. Can you grow Amazon sword well in sand if you do root tabs and ferts?
Yes, absolutely. Every root feeder plant, if you put root tabs, it doesn't matter if your substrate is full of nutrients or inert. Those root feeders, they need nutrients in the substrate. So if you're just doing gravel or sand, use root tabs. If you're going to pack your aquarium with a nutrient-rich substrate, you can also do that too as well.
Cool. Billy Pipe said he was hunched over in that picture as well. And he was towering over him. Friggin' huge.
I think I'm like a couple back on the thread. It's going slow here.
Is it? So I don't even know how to pronounce that. Is it Butox Rocks? I just bought a large. Is it Oranda Fancy Goldfish a few days ago. What's your thoughts on Fancy Goldfish? Would you ever have him?
No, I've never kept goldfish ever.
Would you ever consider it? Fancy ones?
No. They look. All I've heard about them is that they poop and ammonia.
So have you got any plan? dilly. Have you got any plans for this year? New tanks or anything like that?
I got this 135. It's in my garage. I'm dying to get in the house, but I'm just I have my 2 tanks dialed in so sweet. You know how you were talking about on your video how your tank is just running smooth, like there's nothing going on with it. There's no like spikes and there's no algae, like it's just going smooth right now. All my tanks are running so smooth right now. I don't want to do any new tanks, but I do have this big tank ready to be moved in and started. Just got to get up the funds to do it.
Yeah. Cruz Gaza said, how do you remove hair algae? What are you doing?
Well, go for it, Mike. It's all yours.
No, it depends what it's in. I don't know how to remove hair algae in freshwater. I'm assuming it's a freshwater question. Cruz, let us know if that's for freshwater or for saltwater. Obviously, I'm a saltwater guy. Mike is both. My main thing is on saltwater. But Billy Pipes has also asked, will you guys be at the aquatic experience this year?
Yes, we will.
There you go. Yes, we will.
Yep. Both myself and Michael will be at the aquatic experience. And this year we'll be doing a little bit more walking around, I think.
Yeah. Last year, the aquatic experience was an amazing experience for me personally. It was brilliant. I loved it. Obviously, I'm from the UK. So being able to experience that and meet all of the people was brilliant. But we was working hard, very hard. Mikey was like, he was like, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do it. You should have seen him. He was a natural salesman. He was natural when he got there. Perfect. So I think when we go to aquatic experience this year, it'll be, we already know what to do now. We've experienced it. So I think we'll be a bit more free to be able to just venture out a little bit. Plus as well, because it's going to be in New Jersey. There's going to be a whole different audience there, which is going to be well cool.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. There's so many people from the East Coast, New York, New Jersey area that are dying to come see us. And that's like really the best part of the whole experience is not only did we get to spend some time together, but we get to see so many fans. It was really, really awesome.
It was really cool. What is this? Blah, blah, blah. Somebody said, Daniel said, speaking of root tabs, is it possible for them to kill my red crayfish? Bought two red, two blue with no root tabs and in the blue tank. Don't even know what that means. I'm assuming the root tabs have killed his crayfish. Can root tabs kill crayfish?
I would say no. I mean, only thing with invertebrates, it's the same as saltwater and freshwater. Like they're very sensitive to any water changes. So you don't want to add too much to your water, like all at one time, dosing a whole bunch of chemicals. That's a great topic to start going over is invertebrates with saltwater or freshwater. They're super sensitive no matter what happens to your tank.
Somebody just said something. Cruz has said in saltwater. So when it comes to removal of hair algae in saltwater, basically it's normally down to one or two things. Your light's on for too long, so you're providing the algae with far too much light, so it's growing like mad, or you're providing with too much nutrients. And what I mean by nutrients is nitrates and phosphates. Normally, that is the case. So, first of all, let us know how long you run your lights for. Be honest. Don't blag it, because if you blag it and you lie, then it's not going to help. But let us know how long you run your lights for, and also let us know what your nitrate and phosphate levels are, and we'll be able to get a better idea of where you're at and how to help you remove hair algae.
Yep, perfect.
What are some good tank mates for a Mano shrimp? I don't even know what an Amano shrimp is.
Yeah, Amano shrimps are a great cleanup crew for freshwater tanks, but they're just regular shrimp. Good hardy shrimp. Great shrimp to put in a planted tank to clean up your, just like any. A lot of people don't do cleanup crews in planted tanks, whereas they always talk about CUCs in saltwater tanks. So one of the best cleanup crew for your planted tank is the Amano shrimp.
And what's good tank mates for it? What would you say? Would anything, everything? What?
Yeah, anything.
As long as it's not going to eat. As long as it's not going to eat them.
Yeah, as long as you don't have giant cichlids like angelfish, African cichlids, discus, like these big cichlids will eat anything small. So Amano shrimp are good for your community tanks, with all small fish, no big fish, no big cichlids.
Right. Let's have a look. Dank tanks, no cichlids. Yeah, no cichlids. They'll be gone in 2 minutes with cichlids.
Paul mixed with hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, definitely not hydrogen peroxide. Don't spray your tanks down when you have invertebrates, for sure. Michael, the back of your tank looks so sick with that yellow. That's like
I don't even know why I don't know why it's doing that. Have you seen this bit here? You notice how it's all brown? There. Can you see?
Yeah.
I've got a mirror. Yeah. I've literally taken the mirror out of the bathroom and I've taped it to the glass. I've taped it to the glass because I've got an Achilles tang in the tank at the moment, and he's kicking the ass of every single fish in the tank. So I've put a mirror against the glass there. You can see the tape. I've taped it to the tank, and now the Achilles tang sees his reflection, so he's kicking the ass of the reflection instead, and not beating up the fish anymore. So I'm hoping that it gets the aggression out and it gives the fish chance, and then everything will be all settled down. So that's why I've got a mirror up there, because the Achilles tang.
Well, is there no way for that thing to have a mate or something? Like, what naturally chills him down anyway?
Nothing. It's a tang. Honestly, tangs are if people who follow my channel, people who followed it long enough knows that I'm not a big fan of tangs anyway, because they're a pain in the butt. And when they get a little bee in their bonnet and they want to kick the ass of another fish, they will do until it dies. You know, that's it. You know, they'll just keep going at it and going at it until they've killed that fish. So it's a bit like cichlids. You know, obviously a lot of you guys are out, well, more or less all you guys are freshwater people. It's a bit like cichlids, where you have multiple cichlids to try and diffuse the aggression. And it's sort of like the same with tangs. If you've got multiple tangs and you've got one dominant one, then it'll pick on them all rather than just one. But obviously I don't, so I've put a mirror there so it flipping picks on itself, basically. It seems to be doing the job at the moment.
Your tank is mostly wrasses now.
Yes.
All your live streams, you went over the live stream last night. I was watching when you went over all your wrasses. You got like 10 different wrasses in there?
No, not that many, to be honest. I've got, well, you call them radiant wrasse, don't you? So I've got a radiant wrasse, a melanaris wrasse, I've got a jade wrasse, I've got a soul and fairy wrasse, I've got a pencil wrasse, and I got a new one today, which was a Scots fairy wrasse, and I think that's it. Six wrasse, I think.
I've got a bunch of questions I'd love to ask you right now.
Go on then.
If you're up for it.
Yeah, what for it?
So it's kind of like, let me get this straight. Welcome to the family, reversed. For anybody who's listening right now, a long time ago, Michael asked me to join the family, and we did a quick interview, and we only each had maybe a couple hundred subscribers. And it's been years and years and years later, and we're good friends right now. And so I'd love to re-ask some of the questions and do a reverse welcome to the family, if you will.
Yeah, okay.
But these questions are more towards YouTube now. You ready?
Go on.
Question number one.
Go on.
Do you think it is easier now or before, as a young fish channel, to make a name for himself on YouTube? How hard is it to get noticed on YouTube as a fish channel?
I think it's easier now. Honestly, I think it's easier now because there's a better understanding of how YouTube works now. You know, obviously YouTube are always messing about and tweaking things, so there's always algorithm changes and stuff like that, but you've got loads of things now that can help you out, you know, things like Social Blade, things like TubeBuddy, you know, all sorts of different things that can really help you really optimize your videos. Because, you know, when you're new, that's what you've got to do. You've got to optimize your videos. You can't just, like, say for example today's live stream, we've not optimized it. It doesn't have any tags. The title is simply Mike and Mike. There isn't anything really there which will make this video trend. So, you know, if you was a new person coming into the hobby, then, or into YouTube, it's just, you know, learn how to optimize your videos and make sure that you've got great titles, make sure you've got great descriptions, make sure you've got relevant tags, and you can do great. You know, you can get noticed really, really fast. And obviously if you're a fish keeping hobbyist, it's such a small niche, you know, everybody knows everybody in no time. So you can fly, as long as you're producing content that people enjoy, you can fly through, no problem. You know, look at yourself. You know, you like me and you, we met years ago. You know, you had like, I didn't even have 200 subscribers, did you, at the time? You know, I think I had like a couple of thousand at the time. And now look, you've got 30,000 subscribers. I've got 20. You're 10,000 in front of me. So it shows that, you know, if you're genuine with your audience, if you do well, then you can just fly through. You're living proof.
So that will segue into my next question is, do you think when people get to so many subscribers, Do they stop answering messages? Do they stop like giving the advice? Like, why are they shooting the videos? So you obviously shoot videos to encourage and educate um, the newbies, the beginners, anybody who is willing to set up a tank. At what point can you not like answer every single message that comes through to your email, to your comments, to your Instagram, to your Twitter?
To your
Like, when
Facebook.
is enough enough?
Yeah, it's one of those where, you know, when you get to a certain level, you know, everybody wants to ask you questions. You know, everybody does. And, you know, if you imagine you're getting thousands and thousands of views on your channel, and even like a percentage of that, 10% of that is a lot of people asking for your time. So when you see loads and loads of comments in your videos, obviously you can understand it's very difficult to reply to everybody. So in the most part, people that leave a comment that catches your attention, and you know, you see that, oh yeah, I need to answer that one. But on the most part, it's like, I love your tank, or I love your channel, and you know, things. And you know, you can't there's not really, you know, you don't really need to reply to that. You know what I mean? Maybe, you know, what I do just to acknowledge that I've seen it is I leave like a thumbs up emoji or something like that. But there isn't really much more that you can do with that. But it does get more difficult to be able to talk to everybody, because we are, you know, we're family men, aren't we? You know, we've got lives that we need to run as well. So it does get harder, but I know myself that I try my best to answer as many as I possibly can.
Yeah, myself as well. I try my best to answer every single question. I comment anything. Yeehaw, can I put a goldfish with the amfish? Michael, love your tank. Mystery Ras. So the chat is slowly bugging out.
Hey, it's Ryan.
48 people watching. 49, 50.
Let's just answer some questions then. So Ryan has said, hey, Mass, what is the name of the type of hawkfish you have? He wants to pick one up this week.
That is a coral hopping hawkfish. Not to be confused with the long nose hawkfish. What they look exactly the same. They have the same coloring, the same spots. The coral hopping hawkfish is like a little dog of the aquarium. It's really like super cool how when you come down to the tank and it just comes right next to you, and how you doing? You're here, where everybody else bugs out when you come to the tank. And it is reef friendly, which is great. Just relaxes on all the corals. Really, really good reef safe hawkfish.
So Cruz has got back and said about the algae situation. He has T5 and a black box. They run for 6 hours and the phosphate and nitrates read 0, which I know is not right. I use Salifert test kits. Well, if you're running T5 and a black box and your nitrates and phosphates are 0, there's definitely something off there if you've got hair algae. Probably either your test kit isn't working right, or the hair algae, there's quite a lot of it and it's masking the actual results, because basically the hair algae is sucking up the nitrates and phosphates before you get a chance to read it. So basically when you're doing a test, when you're testing for something, you're testing for what's available in the water. So after everything in the tank has had its fill, so say for example in a saltwater tank, after the corals have absorbed the nitrates and phosphates, after the algae have absorbed the nitrates and phosphates, what you're testing for is what's left. The analogy that I use for it is, imagine you're sat having, you know, some food, but you can't finish it all. You know, you've left a little bit on your plate, and what you're testing for is that the little bit that's left on the plate. You know, you've had as much as you can eat, but that's what's left, and that's what you're testing for. Now, obviously, when you're testing and your results are coming in at 0, that's sort of like you finishing your plate of food and there's nothing left. So you're reading 0 because there's nothing left. Doesn't mean that there isn't any nitrates and phosphates. It just means all of it is being consumed before you can test for it. So one of the great ways is probably, if you're running your lights for 6 hours, that should be okay. But obviously, if you're running both T5s and black box, I don't know the size of your tank and how many T5s or whatever else, but, you know, you might be putting in, you know, a high intensity of light and a lot of light, which is helping with it. But maybe help yourself out, you know, do a blackout, you know, get as much of the hair algae out as you can, do a bit of a blackout, you know, get rid of what hair algae that you've got by starving it, by basically cutting the light off. And then you can start from sort of like a fresh plane and then see where your nitrate levels are and everything without the hair algae in your tank. And then you can start to manage it that way. And then potentially, you know, look at maybe installing like a Chaeto reactor, or maybe if you can install a refugium to outcompete the algae in a different area other than your main display. And that should help you out.
Well, long story long right there, didn't you, Mike?
Hey, if you got to answer it, you got to answer it properly, haven't you?
Yeah, that was a great answer. Listen, if you're having problems with green hair algae, any type of algae, your Mike, you can attest to this. Your import needs to be less than your export, or, you know, you have to, whatever you're putting in your tank, you need to export double that. And that's what causes all the problems. You've told me, I've seen it in my saltwater tanks, I've seen it in my planted tanks for years. I was like 10 years old and I saw myself overfeeding a fish tank and seeing the, you know, the results of it.
Your camera's
Thank you, Jerry, for the super chat.
Your camera's gone off.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
We're back on. Your import needs to be less than your export. You need to be exporting all that crap out of your tank. So feed less and let your tank develop, as opposed to just like pumping it in with everything possible.
A big thing is as well, like what Mike said there, a big part of nutrients being in your system is overfeeding. We all do it. You know, we're all guilty of overfeeding, because who knows what the right amount of food is? Do you know? I don't know. Who knows what the exact, you know, say for example, you say, right, I've got 3 tanks and each tank needs 1 gram of flake food. So I'm going to put in 3 grams of flake food. That is the exact right amount for my fish. Nobody knows, you know, nobody knows what the right amount is. So you don't know whether or not you're feeding too much. And until you start seeing your nutrients rise. So, you know, just doing little things, just basically looking after your tank and being, you know, very proactive with your tank will help all sorts of different things. Jerry,
I would say, yep, Jerry's got the Jerry Ebner's got the super chat. I plan to start a new saltwater tank, going dry rock, dry sand. How would you guys start the cycle being in that situation? Michael's going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you, it's literally just Dr. Tim's one and only, or ATM Colony, and get your tank nice and set up and drop that stuff in with your fish, and it's an instant cycle. Yeah. And Michael's the man on this. He's done it a million times, so I'll let him go for it.
I've got some somewhere. Oh, yeah, there it is.
He's going to go get it. Dr. Tim's or ATM Colony?
So this is the stuff.
And literally, every single one of his tanks that is absolutely gorgeous, this is what he does. So pay attention, folks.
So basically, I use a bacterial starter. Now, there's a couple on the market which are true nitrifiers. Now, there's loads of bacteria on the market that say that they will cycle a tank, but there's only a few that are actual true nitrifiers. ATM Colony is one of them. You've also got Turbo Start from Fritz Aquatics, and you've also got Dr. Tim's one and only. They're ones that are known to be true nitrifiers. And basically all it does, what this does is it cuts out a portion of a cycle. So when you're doing a cycle to your tank, what you're doing is basically, first of all, you're stimulating the growth of a bacteria in your tank which will consume ammonia. That time, can take a long time because the bacteria's got to generate from 0 to however many that you need based on how much ammonia that you're introducing to the tank. So you might be waiting 3-4 weeks just for that bacteria to populate to a level large enough to be able to deal with the amount of ammonia in your tank. Then another bacteria comes along and consumes the nitrites, and then nitrates are produced. Now what this does, this cuts out the wait time of the generation of the bacteria. So basically you're adding the bacteria from day one. Just imagine this as your first livestock. Fish, corals are not your first livestock. Bacteria is. This is your first livestock and it needs feeding. So when you put this in, you put fish in right away. Literally, as soon as you tip this into your tank, pop goes in a fish straight away, day one. And then what happens then is the fish start to wee, they start to poo, they start to, excrete from the gills, and this then feeds on that straight away from day one. So you'll never see ammonia, or you'll see very small amounts of ammonia, because this will start working straight away, and that will just cut your cycle time right down. Sometimes you will see a full complete cycle within days. So if you're using dry rock and dry sand, and you don't want to go through the rigmarole of doing a traditional cycle, use this, something like this.
Yep.
That's a sweet super chat, isn't it? JJ, I like fish.
I like fish.
That's it. Done. Sweet.
So do we. Patriots suck. How could your team called Patriots take a kneel for the national anthem? Dead to me. Okay. Paul S. Sorry. That sucks. Anywho.
You've got somebody called Paul S. here who's a bit upset because we've missed his question. Saying, obviously ignoring BBA questions because they are so hard to deal with. Signing out now, MA bro. All right.
What's a BBA? Is that a Blackbeard algae question?
I assume so.
Is that what he had?
I assume so, yeah.
I'm trying to go way back. I don't see any comments on it. So
yeah. What's this? Let's have a look. Nice stream, gentlemen. Go Patriots. Chronicles of Chris's Fish Rooms. Go Pats.
Yeah. Go Pats. Patriots suck. That's another one.
So, Mike, right. So while this chat's a little bit quiet and there's no questions, I've got a question for you.
All right. Let's do this.
Would you ever consider, if you could have one tank, only one tank in your house at any one time, would it be freshwater or salt? If you could do anything, within limitations. So let's put limitations on. It's a 5-foot tank, so 5 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot, and you could do anything you want, freshwater or saltwater. What would you do? Which one would you choose?
I know my fans will not like this, but I would go saltwater all the way.
Would
you? Saltwater is just way more satisfying. There's so much more you can do. I've done planted tanks forever, and yes, you can have beautiful planted tanks with different types of plants that are more difficult to grow or less difficult to grow, and corals are just way more satisfying. I mean, I'll say it right there. They're just way more satisfying to put in your tank and make live because they are alive. Just like plants are alive, but it's not the same. Corals all the way.
If I was to answer that question, I don't know how I'd answer it, because I love planted tanks, proper aquascaped planted tanks. I love them. I think they look so cool. And it's like, when I look at people piecing them together, you know, like Uegumi ones, which are like rock skate ones and stuff, it's just when you look at them piecing together and you see the minds ticking over and what they put together and what it comes out as, it's like, wow. I couldn't even imagine being able to do that, you know. So, but I know what you mean with reef tanks, you know. They only seem to go one way, you know, pile of rocks, load of corals, bish bash bosh, done. But I think more can happen with reef tanks. I think people can start scaping them like a plenty, you know, like a Uegumi or something like that. You know, I think stuff like that.
I think that people that have saltwater tanks would be surprised how much they would love planted tanks. It's just the the divide between the two, where I'm a saltwater guy, I'm a planted tank guy. You really have to know so much to do either one, and there's aquascaping involved, and there's where the biggest thing with planted tanks is the plants, they grow big and then you have to cut them down, as opposed to corals where everything is rare. Like, you want it to grow and maybe you frag it off, but just to have a colony of corals grow, you know, 6 inches, you're like super proud of that. Plants, they grow like crazy.
Yeah.
And it gets boring, honestly.
Yeah, do you think? I don't know, because like obviously there's the bonuses as well. Like corals grow, and you can obviously they get too big eventually. You can chop them down, but you can sell them for a decent price. But it's clear that, you know, YouTubers, planted tank YouTubers, are now making livings from plants. You know, Dustin, for example, you know, he makes a living from selling plants, and I assume he grows some of them as well as importing and stuff. So there's bonuses from both sides, aren't there? But Sergeant Tank Pets, is that the guy that we met at Aquatic Experience?
Yeah, is he in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sergeant Tank.
Yeah. I remember the name.
He did. What's up, Sergeant? Yeah, he does live streams all the time too.
Does he? River Life's in as well. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, River Life's in here. What's up?
JJ Pearson has said, starting my first planted tank. He's also done a super chat, by the way. Starting my first planted tank, no previous plant experience. Any basic musts or must nots? What do you think?
Yes, I would say go with whatever type of substrate that is available close to you, like peat gravel, sand, whatever you think looks good, and use root tabs as opposed to this heavy nutrient-rich soil that will literally consume your tank with so many nutrients that you will have algae problems for months. Just get some gravel, get some root tabs, and go with very beginner plants. Bacopa, Jungle Val, Anubias, Boost, all these plants that can grow off the soil, and call them, and you'll be good to go.
Cool. So I've got a question for the audience that are watching. So in the comment section, let me know, guys, what would be your ultimate tank if you was restricted to a let's say 4x2x2, which I think is a 120 gallon. If you was restricted to a 4x2x2 tank, but money was no option, what would you do? What would you do to that tank? I'd really like to know, because I know lots of people have different ways and different thoughts. You know, fresh and salt, I'd really like to know. Nancy?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Have you seen Nancy's comment?
No, it was Nancy. EDK Reefer just dropped a $2 super trap. Shouting out you.
He does it all the time. What he does, right, and it makes me laugh, he goes into other people's streams. So say, for example, if I'm in Reef Dude's stream, he'll super chat Reef Dudes and say, you know, looking good, Aaron's Aquarium. But then he'll come into my stream and then super chat reef dudes and say, "Looking good, reef dudes." You know what I mean? So he does it all the time. So now he's done it in yours. He's funny.
Well, you literally have like one of the best aquariums on YouTube by far.
One day, not now. But anyway, back to what Nancy was saying. I was told I can add a houseplant. Houseplant cuttings such as, is it Pothos that? And spider plants to freshwater. Pothos. And spider plants to freshwater tanks with no problems. What's your thoughts?
Yes, that pothos are. I don't know about spider plants. I've never heard of that, but pothos, bamboo, mangrove. You can add those to freshwater plants. The filter, the back of the tank, and the roots will feed off all the excess, that's going on in your tank to feed the above the tank plant, and it's actually super, super beautiful. Greg used to have a ton of mangroves growing up.
Your camera's gone off again.
His big tub.
Your camera's gone off again.
Yeah.
There you go. You're back.
Yeah. I'm gonna go grab the thing and plug it in. Talk.
I see that. Talk. Well, I can't answer that question, Nancy, so I'll wait until he comes back. Yeah, somebody just Clearwater Beach just said Mike's pushed the button again. Yeah, he's always messing about. I think he's had a few too many what they call Bud Lights today. He's honestly, when we were setting up the stream earlier on, oh god, I was ready for giving up because he's just pressing. He's like a kid pressing buttons. Ba 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 ba. So EDK Reefmeister has said my next tank might / probably be a puffer / predator tank. That's something that I've never really fancied, is a fowler predator tank, but it seems like it's something that a lot of people, fancy. I nearly did. I won't lie. I nearly did. Not so much a predator tank, but an angelfish tank. So behind me, I've got my 300-gallon reef tank. It's a 7-foot long tank, which is 2.5 foot deep by 2.5 foot high. And this is a mixed reef aquarium at the moment. People who don't know my channel. What I was going to do was take the corals out of that, and behind me where the picture is just over there, I was going to put a 120-gallon system and have that as a reef system, and then turn this large system into an angelfish tank. Now, I didn't end up doing it in the end. I bottled it in the end because I like this. It's a big reef and it looks beautiful. When the blues are on, it looks sexy. So it was difficult to make that change. So maybe one day, one of my main goals is to eventually have a tank large enough to house saltwater angelfish. That will be something that I do one day. When? I don't know. Probably, maybe when I move house, I don't know. Or one day, I might move all of the corals out of this tank, set up a 120 and, turn it into an angel tank. Who knows? But that would be something that's up there for me. What have we put? River Life has said Pothos, see, I can say it now, has a large bore root with lots of beneficial surface area and works well as a hydroponic addition to freshwater tanks. See, this is a great thing for me as well because I'm a saltwater guy. I started off in freshwater, but I really I only skim the surface in freshwater and then I jump straight into salt. So I'm learning a lot being here because I don't even know what a pothos is, so I'm going to have to Google that. So can you finish that off, Mike? That answer for the pothos and spider plants.
Am I back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay.
The pothos, yes. You can. I'm just coming back. I gotta read all these.
Just answer Nancy. Just answer Nancy's first.
Nancy's.
So the question, I'll tell you again. The question was: I was told how houseplant cuttings such as pothos and spider plants, adding them to freshwater tanks, you can do that with no problems. What's your thoughts?
Yes, that is completely correct. You can suspend them on the top of your freshwater tank, and the roots will consume so much nitrates, like super nitrate busters, and they'll grow perfect. What you want to do is maybe if you have like a stick or like a big, giant bamboo, like really thin bamboo straw, I like to call, or something to suspend them above the tank so that they can grow up, perfect.
Yeah.
Pothos are awesome.
I don't even know what they are. I'd have to Google it to find out. EDK Reefmeister has said, I like triggers, angels, and puffers, but I can't have them in a reef. You can actually have angels and triggers in a reef. You can. So say, for example, I've just got a blue throat trigger, a female blue throat trigger for this tank. You can have blue throat triggers. You can have sargassum triggers. You can have, I think it's cross-axe triggers. They're all reef safe. Well, to a point. They're reef safe with caution, because if you've got clams and stuff, they might nip the mantles. But other than that, they're reef safe. Angelfish, you can have dwarf angels. Again, reef safe with caution. They might nip polyps, but they might not. Also, as well, if you've got swallowtail angels and things like that, they're reef safe. They won't touch anything. So, but you can't have the good angels. You can't have the decent angels, and you can't have things like Niagara triggers and things like that. But there is little sort of like trade-offs that you can get away with a reef. Go close to show us your tank. I've never seen your channel. Nancy, I would love to, but it's currently 3:54 a.m. in the UK. And as you can see, all of my lights are off. My tank is completely closed down. But if you go over to my channel, there's a great video which will be a great introduction for you, because it's like a little montage. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll stick a link in the description of it. It's like 3 minutes long or something like that, but it's just a montage of the tank, and that's a nice fun little video for you to be able to see my system. And then hopefully, if you enjoy it, if you like it, hit that subscribe button. There you go.
Yeah, go head out. Come on, go visit Mike. There it is, right there, folks.
There you
Come
go.
on, all 32 of you watching, go hit that button right there. Subscribe.
EDK Reefmeister said, can he have a wrench? Don't give him one. Don't give him one. He'll cause havoc. I'm only messing. EDK Reefmeister is top guy in, by the way. You'd like him. He's very much like me and you.
Yeah, I've talked to him before. I don't even see one of his chants. Where's it? Okay, can I have a wrench? There it is. There it is. No. There's only one guy that has a wrench.
I can't.
Two guys that have a wrench.
River Life's got one.
Yeah, and I just saw that. I was going to call you the first and only. And then I seen River Life.
I wasn't even the first. River Life got one before me. That's the way it rolls, you know what I mean? Everyone gets something before me. Somebody's put...
Well, he's got a beard.
Yeah, he has got a wicked beard. Is it Juan? Is that how you pronounce it? Pacon, as it says, I have a I planted corkscrew veil 3 weeks ago. I left the weight on each plant to keep it from coming up. The plant has grown a little but has not spread. Is the weight the problem? Should I have taken it off?
I wouldn't worry about the weight. The problem, if your veil isn't spreading, you definitely need to increase your light, increase your nutrients. I would go, like, so many people do highlight and pressurized CO2 and all these like crazy additives. Just do some root tabs in your current light, and I swear that veil will spread like crazy.
Cool. What is Kush plant? I don't know what a Kush plant is, but Vince Verdi has said...
I think you do. I think you do, Mike.
Oh. Is it a Jedi plant?
It's a Jedi warrior plant.
A Jedi warrior plant. The one.
I think
the one that helps you focus your Jedi mind powers.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
It helps with the Force.
It helps with the Force, does it? Right. So I know which one it is. So he's put, I don't smoke or anything, but I was wondering, has anyone tried to put a Kush plant underwater in their tank?
It's called hydroponics.
Yeah. I assume that's something that you could do because it's legal in mass, isn't it? That'd be a top tank, by the way. That tank behind you.
That would be badass.
With a hydroponic system above it with 12 plants in it. Because you're legally allowed 12, aren't you? Imagine that.
Yeah.
Your room would stink. Your room would stink. It'd be awesome though. There you go. That's what you can do. That's what you can do with that tank in the garage.
In the vegetative state, any plant needs high nitrates. Nitrates are great for vegetative plants, whether it's weed or it's tomatoes or cucumbers or squash or beans. They all need nitrates to veg. And then once they start to produce their fruit, they need phosphates. Go figure.
Yeah, that's it. Nancy's put, holy beep, go to bed. I'm a night owl. To be honest, I don't sleep much, really. I don't sleep much. I only have about maybe 4 or 5 hours sleep, if that's most days. It's not good, but I don't sleep much. But, this is the only time that I get to spend time with my brother from another mother. You know what I mean? And also as well, I get the opportunity to talk to you guys. There's a lot of people here that I've never met before, never spoke to before, like you, Nancy. Johan, I know where Johan is, but there's people here that I've never met before. So this is a great opportunity for me to be able to meet new people, talk to new people, and also learn a little bit, because I am very close. I am close to dipping my toe into the freshwater. I'm going to go down the road of like what Mike's done and split the channel a bit and do a bit of salt and do a bit of fresh. Obviously, my main focus is saltwater. It always will be, but definitely thinking of dabbling a little bit in the freshwater side of things. So I'm here to learn as well as talk my mouth off.
Yeah, I think you need to get way into the freshwater side. It's clearly that you get really bored with your saltwater tank and change it left and right, day after day. This day it looks good. Oh, I'm going to change this day. I'm going to do all wrasses. I'm going to do all tangs. I'm going to do all this. I'm going to do all that. And then, 3 weeks from now, but completely different than exactly what you have. So I think you need to do freshwater. 2 tanks.
To be honest, I've got 1, 2, 3 tanks currently in the room right now. There's one behind me already, but that's a competition prize. I recently hit 20,000 subscribers, so I'm doing a 20,000 subscriber competition. So that's a prize.
Everybody,
for that. Dilly.
20,000 subscribers for real. Cheers, Michael.
Jerry Ebner has just said, Mike with Aaron's Aquariums has his stuff down. Pat, and is worth your time. You will learn something. Thank you, Jerry.
Cheers, Jerry. Cheers, Daniel.
The red pill. Vince is in Cali. Nancy, 12 plants and sharks. Vince, I'm a truck driver. No smoking for me. What is your guy's favorite rainbow fish? I don't know rainbow fish, so I'll leave that one up to you, Mike.
Bosmani is my favorite rainbow fish by far. Praecox is my second favorite. They're very 2 different fish. One is very small, one is very big. The Bosmani is half this like really deep blue, and then the other half is a beautiful orange like a flower. And then the Praecox is all silver, and it's really, really, like when the light hits it, it glistens, and the dorsal fins and pectoral fins are red, and they're just really two beautiful species of rainbows that I absolutely love. And I can't wait to get a big freshwater tank to get some more of those species again.
Well, I'm just...
And that's my answer.
I'm just going to take over a minute, because root tabs have been... mentioned a lot, so I'm going to do something. Well, I was trying to do something. I was trying to be dead professional with it, but I ended up, messing it up. But anyway, so here we've got on the My Aquarium Box webpage. If you go to shop.myaquariumbox.com, you'll be able to find some route tabs on the website. There's loads of stuff available on the website, from, route tabs to various different, bits of equipment and bulk supplies.
Oh, look at that. There he goes.
Yeah. Bulk
Perfect.
fish foods, aquascaping stones, choya woods, all sorts of stuff. So if you're ever looking for anything, when it comes to thingy, get over to shop.myaquariumbox.com. Do you like that, Mike?
I love that. That is absolutely awesome. That you're controlling everything in front of my, like, I'm in Massachusetts. You're in the fucking UK, and you're controlling my computer. I'm a little freaked out right now.
See, you got your own producer. How many people could say that they've got their own producer?
Michael Aarons, folks.
So Sean has said, Sean, is this Sean?
Sean here?
Sean, I recognize that name. I'm sure he used to watch.
Oh, Sean Kreb?
Yeah, I'm sure he used to watch my channel. Used to.
Oh, yeah, he's been around for a long, long time.
Yeah. Don't see him anymore
sure.
Over on the Aaron's Aquarium channel, Sean. But he's poor. I'd be super stoked if you could do freshwater hay from Australia. Is that why you don't watch anymore? Because you're a freshwater guy? All right, I'll let you off then, son. I am definitely going to dip my toe into freshwater. The plan is I'm going to be getting a tank where that painting is over there, where that Banksy print is over there. I'm going to be putting maybe a 4 or a 5 foot system there, and I'm going to do it freshwater. So it's going to be like a yin and yang, saltwater here, freshwater next to it. But I just need to sort it out. Oh, look at River Life promoting your videos as well.
Yeah. I got a Bruins suck, Patriots suck, Red Sox suck. Some guy's not happy about where I live. But Daniel's listening in California. All right, buddy. Hashtag Bass. Hashtag Tank 2019. Bash Tank.
Ryan.
All right, we still got go for it.
I was just saying, Ryan's said something like, Mike Mass, you going to keep on feeding Expo in Connecticut in April? What's that? I don't know what that is.
I have no clue what that is.
It says, you going to keep the on feeding Expo in Connecticut in April? Ryan, I don't know what that means. I don't know if I'm reading it wrong or what.
No, whatever that means, I will not. I refuse to leave my house if I don't have to. So yeah. If it's in Connecticut, Greg will be there.
That is very, very true. You wouldn't even believe, literally, when we went to the aquatic experience last year, we were borderline dragging him there, kicking and screaming. Honestly, he was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go. I don't want to leave my house. I don't want to leave the family and kids and blah, blah, blah. And we're dragging him out the door to bring him. He enjoyed himself a little bit while he was there. You know, he warmed up to it, but getting him there, oh, that was fun. Especially considering it was, 18 hours, the drive? In a Subaru.
Oh my God, 18, 20 hours was... I mean, actually, I had a great time, but it was because I was with, you guys. It was awesome. It was really awesome.
Carson Volker has asked you, Mike, have you ever kept red neon rainbows?
Yes, those are also known as Praycock rainbows. One of my favorites. They are super beautiful. They have sort of like a quarter-size body once they're fully grown, and when the light hits them, it's just really, really sheen and gorgeous. And their dorsals, I just explained this. Their dorsals are super red, super gorgeous. So yeah. For sure. Love those.
Josh said he is setting up his Fluval Evo 13.5 tomorrow. Is that the same one that you've got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this tank. This new tank is really perfect nano. Not for someone like you who has like a quadrillion pound 1,000-gallon tank in their basement, but
I don't even have a basement. This is in the living room. Well, it was the living room.
in the living room.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that thing. Just a yellow background, and I can see the shadows. It's absolutely gorgeous with all the
I think
fish.
that's just because of the camera that I'm using. Because it's not actually. It is yellow. It is yellow.
Yeah,
I don't know why it's yellow. Don't know why. It shouldn't be.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
But the Fluval Evo is. I'm loving it. I'm loving the return pump. It quieted it down. I'm loving the flow. How I can pack the chambers, because it's like an all-in-one. Sort of like having a sump, but not really. Beautiful setup. And since I've learned so much, anybody who is watching my channel and has not watched Mike's channel, Mike got me into saltwater. He got me into YouTube. Like, I was nothing until Mike came along and said, let's join the family, get into saltwater, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if you guys know, but before Mike had his giant, beautiful saltwater tank, he had, like, African cichlids and was breeding discus and was doing all sorts of crazy stuff. I would love for you guys to ask him about that.
Those were the days when I had I loved. That's probably one of the main things why I'd like to get back into freshwater is for discus. I love discus. But Josh was saying, should he? So basically, he's setting up his Fluval Evo 13.5 tomorrow. Should he epoxy the Reef Saver rock? You can do, but with the way that Reef Saver rock is. Always prepared. So this is Reef Saver rock. It's known by many names: Reef Saver rock, Marco rock, Pure rock, whatever you want to call it. It's got 1,000,001 names, so it's all basically the same thing. But basically, let's see if we can switch over. So I'm going to switch the cam over to me so you can see a bit better. So this is the rock here, and it's so, like, you can see there's just jagged edges everywhere. There's loads of nooks and crannies in this rock, so you're able to put pieces together, and it slots in together really well. So you, especially in an Evo, in a small tank, you may not need to epoxy it. You may not need to stick the rock together, but if you do, then my advice would be to do it outside of the tank. So basically create your scape in the air, just outside of the tank, create your scape and then put it into the tank once it's all dry, because epoxy just leaves a horrible film, and it actually uses oxygen from your water to cure, to get hard. So it'll sap the oxygen out of your water, and then, it can be a pain in the butt. So do it dry, fix it all together dry, scape it outside of the tank, then put it in once it's all dry. Or even better, get an aquarium safe cement. That's even better than epoxy. Get yourself an aquarium safe cement and build it that way.
All right, so on that topic, I hate gluing stuff together. Yeah. Absolutely hate it. I hate putting rods in and fixing stone together. I want to be able to move it if I need to. So I just kind of stack the rocks up. And if there's a little bit of epoxy that needs to be like a little bit of super glue, but it's supposed to like the putty, that's what I'm all about.
Yeah.
I cannot stand like anything that's fixed and I cannot change.
Yeah. It is one of those where, like, once you've built it, you've built it. Like my scape, for example, all of my scape is built with cement. So, I can't take it apart now. It is what it is. I'd have to chisel it apart to break it up. But there's pros and cons. There's bonuses to it, because you can build scapes that are like gravity defying, scapes that you wouldn't normally be able to build if you was just to place rocks on top of each other. So that's the bonus of sticking your rocks together. But basically, with your fluval, to answer your question, you know, just do what you do. You know, do it however you want to do it. If you want to.
Nothing.
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of.
Check.
I think I've got a bit of a fault on my cable. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Right, okay. So basically what I was just saying then, I was blowing a bit of smoke up George Farmer's ass. George Farmer's in the house. George Farmer's just popped in on the chat. A little bit jealous, actually, because George Farmer don't pop in my chats.
Well, hey, can you get George on the Hangout? Because I would love to hear from him, because his tanks are fucking sweet.
I don't know if you'll be... It's 4:15 in the morning, so I'm shocked that George is here. So, George, hardcore, welcome.
He's up.
He's up. If George
is up.
If you want to pop in, George, I can get you in. It's not a problem. I'm controlling Mike's stream today, so we can do whatever we want to do.
Yeah, I have my producer. His name's Michael Aarons, and anybody who will call him Aaron, please stop. His name's Michael.
It's not Aaron either. But yeah, so George Farmer just bobbed in then. He is a UK aquascaper, but he's also a UK YouTuber. Channel is growing like crazy at the moment, putting out really good content, and obviously create some really, really good scapes. So if you're into you know, freshwater stuff, you know, freshwater aquascapes and stuff, he also visits a few reefers now and then. Get over, check him out. Really good watch. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, George has some beautiful tanks, and if he could get into saltwater, you know, the sky's the limit for him. Yeah. For real.
Williams just put demonetized because you just swore.
Oh well, who cares?
UK Mike.
It's only 35 people watching. Come on.
It's late though, isn't it? You know, you need to do your streams earlier. 9 o'clock's late.
I can't have it. Yeah. Oh well.
What about in the basement?
Got the kids.
Get them on.
Yeah, I could do that. I'm doing other things there. Come on.
All right. Right. So sound is all good. Sound's back to normal. Sweet. Right. So, I was just about to say something.
Should we call it?
Why are you done?
Well, who's here? Who's coming? George is here. Is he gonna say something?
I don't know. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. He probably just popped in and popped out. He probably did it in his sleep. But yeah, so guys, this is my first experience on the Mass Aquariums channel. I think we will be doing it again in the future. If you would like to see both Mike and Mike again, let us know in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Have you enjoyed today's stream? Is there anything that you'd like to see us do on these streams? Also, if you've got any questions for us for future live streams, future Mike and Mike live streams, leave them in the comment section. Don't leave them in the chat now. When this video finishes, when it re-uploads, leave it in the comment section and let us know, and we'll have a look. We'll keep an eye on it, and then the next time we do Mike and Mike, obviously it'll be a bit better because we threw this together. We did this on the fly. but next time we'll be more prepared, and we'll make sure that we notify everybody so that you can so you can check it out. But definitely in the comment section, leave some comments for us, questions, comments, you know, whatever. Leave it in the comment section. Let us know, and we'll do another one of these Mike and Mike's, because I just love being here with Mike. And then we might even do one over on my channel as well, and let everybody over on my channel get introduced to this man right here.
I can't wait.
Great split screen. Oh, who's this? River Life. Great split screen stream, guys. Thank you so much, mate. EDK Reefmeister said, do this stream earlier. To be honest, Mike, if you do want the bigger numbers, the bigger view numbers, you're going to have to do it earlier. Mary Beth has said, I liked it. Josh has said, great info in the stream. William has said, great stream quality. Sweet. Daniel has got an 8-year-old and a 16-month-old and a 5-month-old. No time for nothing. Yeah, I feel you there.
Here's D from Brooklyn, Mike and Mug, the Twin Towers.
Oh yeah, D from Brooklyn. I need to. Oh, D, you're from Thingy, aren't you? D, do you reckon you'll be coming to the aquatic experience this year? Because it's in New Jersey now, and you're from around that area, aren't you? You're in Brooklyn, aren't you? Obviously, D from Brooklyn. You need to come, because I need to meet you. I need to say hello, because you're very much like me. You love the superheroes. You love all of that stuff. And I think me and you will get along great. Sean, great to see you both. Sean, it was an absolute pleasure to see you, because I've not seen you for a long time. I never forget somebody that has been prominent on my channel. And obviously, as you can tell, I never forget, because it's been a while since you've been on the channel. Great to see you, mate. Hopefully, I get to see you coming over to my channel a little bit more in the future. Cruiser's Pot, how do you guys do it on spending with the wives? My
wife works. My wife's at work, so I don't know how, but you can answer that one. My wife's gone.
Mine's in bed. Mine's asleep. It's 4 in the morning here. D from Brooklyn's coming to the aquatic experience, Mike. Sweet. I think this year's
wait.
I think this year's aquatic experience will be really good. You know, being where it is.
Michael, we need to find the best steak place and get like $1 million steak. And make Greg pay for it.
Don't say that. Is Greg still here? We'll get in trouble.
No, he's on gone. But we're gonna get the best steak. We're gonna get like literally $1,000 meal and be like, Greg, you're putting this on the credit card. Sorry.
Basically, if you don't know, you probably don't know. But the backstory to that is, when I came to the States, when I came over for the aquatic experience last year, I was speaking to Sean from Fritz Aquatics, and Sean is the representative for Fritz, and he was saying that when we're in Chicago, we need to go to a specific steakhouse, and you need to get a specific steak. He said, get this steak from this place. Honestly, it is the best thing you will ever experience. Get this. So I went, all right then. So I told Mike and Greg, and I said, let's go to the steakhouse. I think was it Weber's or something like that?
Yeah.
Weber's Bar.
Yeah, Weber's.
Yeah, Weber's Bar and Grill. And he said, go there and get a ribeye. So I was like, all right. So then we got there, and I was like, right, I know what I want already. I don't need to look at the menu. I want a ribeye. So it's like, right. And I said, you know, Mike, are you getting a ribeye? He went, yeah, may as well. And Peck Tech was with us as well. So we was like, Peck Tech, are you getting
the best steak ever.
So it was like, Peck Tech, are you getting a ribeye? And then Greg went, you do know this is a $45 steak, don't you? And I was like, no.
What Greg said, I'll have the chicken.
I'll have the chicken.
The water.
So there's us eating $45 steaks, and Greg's eating chicken. Oh, it's the best day ever. He was fuming.
Give me a water and the chicken.
He was just eating the dough balls, wasn't he? the free dough balls.
Oh, that was the best.
Oh, brilliant.
I loved it.
I can't wait for this year's. It's going to be great.
That was the best steak dinner I've ever had.
It was,
by
to be
the way.
honest, I've got to admit, it was $45, but it was the best steak I've ever experienced. I didn't even need to chew it. Just literally put it in my
Seriously.
mouth, and it just went gone.
It just disintegrated.
Yeah, it's
Right in
beautiful. Friend Red has said, keep putting out great content. Will do. Thank you. Doing a good job, guys. Thank you very much. Doug in the North has put, hi, Mike and Mike. I've been lurking in the background as my hands are busy. Just wanted to say thanks for the stream. This was my first visit. We'll be back. Awesome. Nice one, Doug.
Yeah.
Melissa, everyone's laughing their head off at the steak story.
Yeah. We're hovering just like right around 40. I'd love to get to like 100 people watching.
I get that all the time.
It needs more people sharing it.
Just to let you know, I get that all the time now.
Well, you're famous.
You're
like super cool.
150 people this afternoon.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, you're killing it. Must be the Just for Men.
The Just
Gotta be.
Is that what it is?
Just for Men beard.
Well, do you know? Here you go. You can have a look now. Oh, wrong camera. That camera. So now, because I'm not Just for Men for a while, it's sneaking through now. Can you see? Getting a bit of the grey. Getting the grey whiskers in. Gonna have to go and get some more Just for Men today. Go buy some more. I'm not shy. I'm getting old, and I don't want to look like I'm getting old, so I'm gonna dye everything.
Yeah, there you go.
Apart from my hair.
Mr. Blackbeard. Blackbeard.
There you go.
That.
There's a bit of black.
Oh my God.
There's a bit of Blackbeard algae. EDK Reefmaster says he will be at the aquatic experience. I'm really looking forward to the aquatic experience this year. I really am, because obviously we've already had experience now, so we know what to expect, sort of, because it's obviously going to be in a different location. But I know what to expect now, which is going to be cool. And I think we're going to be able to be a bit more relaxed this time. Be able to actually venture out and enjoy ourselves, and not go to sleep as soon as the day's done. Honestly,
yeah,
that's all we was doing. All we did when we was in Chicago, we did the show. At the end of the show, we packed up, we went back to the house, and then we went for something to eat. We went back to the house and fell asleep. That's all we did. That's how rock and roll we are. My first ever time in Chicago, and the only parts of it I saw was the Schaumburg Center, Weber's Bar and Grill, Dunkin' Donuts, and our house. That was it. That's my experience of Chicago, and I loved it.
Yeah, yeah, it was awesome. Lots of Dunkin' Donuts. Lots of let's go to bed.
Yeah,
get it out of the way.
That was it. Just bed, boom, done.
It was tiring. I mean, we worked hard. We talked to a lot of people. We were doing the left and the right, and the right and the left.
Let's see where we're at.
About 42.
Stop. Just don't even pay attention to the numbers. Don't pay attention. It's not about how many people are viewing. It's about the viewers. You got people there having true. You got some good viewers here. Seems like you got a good set of people. I got
here.
D. You got D from Brooklyn.
Brother Life's here. D's here.
You got loads of people. You got people that are like this.
EDK.
Daniel Quinn.
EDK is always here. D's coming by. River Life's here.
Dunkin' Donuts in the best.
Josh Romaine.
Hey, I tell you what, EDK. Oh, Ed. Sorry. I never actually experienced jet lag. I didn't get a chance to. Because literally, Greg, Uncle Greg, as we like to call him, as soon as I landed in Boston, Greg picked me up. Well, he didn't pick me up straight away because I got tucked in the back because I've got this colour, this complexion, and this big beard. Well, you can only imagine in Trump's America what they thought of me. So as soon as I landed in America, I wasn't free to go. Oh no, I got tucked in the back room. I got a light shone in my eyes. I got slapped around a bit for an hour and a half. But then when I finally got out of the airport, Greg picked me up. We went to his house. We filled up the trailer with all of the stuff for the aquatic experience. I was thinking, right, we're done now. I'm going to go get my head down for a few hours and we're going to set off to Chicago. No, we literally set off to Chicago there and then. So I've already flown from the UK to Boston. So I actually flew from Manchester in the UK to London in the UK. I then got on another plane from London to Boston. Greg then picked me up, took me to wherever Greg's from, and then we drove 18 hours to Chicago. And then I finally got a chance to rest. So I never even experienced jet lag. I didn't get a chance. I was dead. Trying to sleep in the back of a Subaru is the most challenging thing ever.
It's the most worst thing ever.
Yeah, we're not going
on the planet.
We're not going in the Subaru this year. I'm not even coming over. If we're going in the Subaru, I'm not even coming over.
Dude, we're doing suburban all the way.
Oh yeah. Thanks for the late night stream, guys. Always good to see you live on a Sunday. Great video from you two guys. That got me into reefing. Nice. I know Ryan comes on my streams every Friday. Also, as well, I'm going to do a little bit of a shameless plug here. If you are into live streams, I do a live stream every Friday over on the Aaron's Aquarium YouTube channel. It goes out at 9 p.m. GMT, which I think is 4 p.m. Eastern. 4 p.m. Eastern time on a Friday. So, what are you doing? That's it. Mike's out. He's gone. I'm out. But yeah, I do a live stream every Friday. So, you know, if you're into your reef tanks, if you're into saltwater tanks, or if you're just into just having a bit of a general chit chat and a bit of a laugh, get over to the Aaron's Aquarium YouTube channel on a Friday. Check out the live stream. You'll love it. If you've enjoyed this, you'll love that. Let's see. Not Mary Beth. Edel has put, that's true, Michael. 42 loyal subs, never forget the real ones. That's what it's all about. You know, all about you guys that are here right now, 45 of you that are here trooping along with us two idiots. You know what I mean? You can't say thank you enough for something like that, can you? You know, you guys are sat here watching us, you know, babble on, Mike throwing his camera around and things like that. You know, it's brilliant, and I feel honoured to be here, you know, to be on somebody else's channel. So I want to say thank you to you lot for giving me this good experience, you know, making it an enjoyable experience for me as well. So Greg has put, do the classic I'm out at the end. I think he just did it. Honestly, I don't know where he's gone. I can't hear him. Unless he's gone to drain the main vein. Mike just fell out. Yeah, I think he might have rolled off his chair. I don't know where he is. Here he is. I just saw something move. Here we go. EDK Reefmeister, FYI, the New Jersey show is literally 3 miles away from NYC. Well, I'm going to have to, I think maybe, hopefully, if we're allowed, then when we come over, maybe we'll come a day before the show. And if we can come a day before the show, maybe we get to experience New York. That'd be nice. What do you reckon, Mike?
Yeah, perfect. I love it. Just catching up on the stream right now. Everyone
thought you fell over.
No.
Cape Cod Tropical Fish Keeper
from the Caribbean.
Nice.
Go for it.
Cape Cod Tropical Fish Keeper said, Aaron's is salt or freshwater. I'm actually saltwater at the moment. I am going to be dipping my toe in freshwater very soon, but yeah, the channel is predominantly saltwater at the moment. Oh, Julie!
Like I didn't
even notice Julie was on. I'm slacking Greg's Subaru off, and Julie's in.
Julie's on the chat?
Yeah, she's in the chat now. She's just followed that Cape Cod. She's put, don't diss my Subaru. As for Greg not ordering the steak, welcome to my life.
Julie,
Awesome.
you to deal with Greg on every single day with his brain, his super smart brain. Oh, we already up almost up to 50 people watching again. Every time we want to go shut it down, it goes up to 50.
Well, it's because you're being entertaining. We're all being entertaining, and we've got these fantastic people there that are having a laugh. So maybe they'll tell their friends. But if they don't,
Yeah, give it a like, give it a share.
What's this? At River Life, I just subbed Mike last week when he did a collab with Dustin. I liked him, except he likes the Pats and I'm a Steelers fan. Well, you can't win them all, can you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
Sorry. I mean, what are you gonna do? What's the big rivalry over there, Michael, for Manchester soccer? What is it?
Well, where I'm from in Manchester, the big rivalry at the moment is Manchester United and Manchester City, because we've got two teams in the same city. And do you know what, I'm going to see? I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I'm not even going to bother. But yeah, that's the big rivalry at the moment. But yeah, it's the same thing, really. You know, I don't fully understand American football. I'm learning. Mike's teaching me. I am learning. I'm now a Pats fan because Mike said I'm a Pats fan, so I'm a Pats fan. You know what I mean? I've got the shirt.
Yeah, you have no choice.
Yeah, I've got the shirt and everything. Oh, here we go. We've Juan Pacone, because I got it right the first time, has just said Del Fresco Steakhouse NYC if you want a good steak. Boom.
Oh,
take a
bam.
note. I'll get the pen. I'll take a note. If the steak
sounds absolutely delicious.
If the steak is $45 or less, not interested.
Oh, D from Brooklyn. Blah, 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 blah. Ruth Crisp. Yeah, we have that around here. I like the steak there. Ruth Crisp is good. I'm good. D. Love that.
EDK Reefmeister. I ordered a gift card from MAB, and I guess my credit card was declined or denied. Got to put in a different card. Yeah, keep trying, mate, until you do it. You know what I mean? You don't want to miss out on that. Mark's Arc Aquariums has said, "Hi, Mike," and Mike, "Hi, everyone. Welcome."
Hello.
Let's have a look.
Good morrow to you.
All right there, son. Pip hip tally ho. Would you like some crumpets and tea? Is that's how I talk, innit? River Life has put go on, carry on.
Go for it.
There you go. All right.
Last time I was in Europe, I got sympathy discounts at shops because no English-speaking teams remained in the Euro Cup.
Well, it's what it is.
I'll let you answer that one.
To be honest, it's no surprise because, like, all of our teams, all of our main teams have all got foreign players. There's next to no English players. So when it comes to actually creating the English team, there's no players. So that's probably why you never really see us last very long in the World Cup and stuff like that. Let's see. Ooh.
Just got a 90-gallon. D from Brooklyn has just got a 90-gallon tank for my buddy today. No, the fun begins again. Oh yeah, you gotta go set that up for him. Good luck, D. Good luck.
Loops LA upgraded my 40 reef to a 90. The 40 was too small. Problem happened too fast. When there is a problem. So basically, what he's saying there is, the smaller the water volume, then problems arise or seem to arise a lot quicker because they're not as diluted in a smaller tank. So obviously, the larger you go, the more diluted issues are going to be. So it's going to give you more time to react to them. But at the end of the day, if you're doing weekly checks, you know, testing and not skipping any tests and things like that, doesn't matter whether you got a 40, a 90, a 10, you'll be able to run it sweet. You know what I mean? It's just all about being proactive with your tank, you know, making sure you don't overfeed, making sure you keep on top of your water tests, making sure you keep on top of your water changes, if you water change, etc., etc. And then it doesn't matter what size tank you've got, a nano or a 500 gallon, they'll all run the same.
I love what you say with if you water change, you know, because I have several tanks and they're all different, and one I haven't yet to water change in it's been about 2 months, 8 weeks. I've yet to water change it. On the other hand, I have saltwater tanks that I water change. I have to do it every 7 to 10 days, or like, you know, shit hits the fan.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, me personally. Oh, actually, I'll get into that in a minute. But Cruz has said, "Do you guys like Coralfish 12G? He does good videos too." Coralfish 12G, George, I absolutely love him. I think his channel is fantastic. I absolutely love watching his videos. I love the fact that he's so experimental when it comes to the videos that he makes. He's not scared of being stupid. You know, he's not scared of pushing boundaries and trying things out and doing things. You know, I really love watching his channel. Really, really good. We met him as well, didn't we, Mike? At the aquatic experience.
Well, I didn't get to talk too much about him because he was all up on your balls. But besides his new mustache, I love George. I love his channel. I love his editing. I love his corals. I love everything he does for YouTube is completely awesome.
Yeah.
But if he's watching, George, get rid of the mustache.
I think that's got to be some sort of college bet, don't you? It's got to be.
Oh, I think he's in like a friggin' whatever you call it,
fraternity,
frat, and they're making him do it because that thing is
But yeah,
get rid of the stash.
I had the pleasure of meeting him when I was at the.
I love his videos. Yeah, 100%. His videos are awesome.
Yes, he's awesome actually as well. You know, I've met a few YouTubers in my time on YouTube and stuff like that, and sometimes they don't live up to your expectations. It's a shame, really, but it just is what it is. You know, if you over expect from somebody, then it's not their fault. You know, you just expected too much. But George was brilliant. You know, really, really down to earth guy. You know, just seemed very genuine, nice guy to talk to, you know, wasn't just trying to shrug you off or anything like that. Really, really nice guy to talk to. So yeah, Coralfish 12G, that is like a channel that if anybody's never checked it out, which I very much doubt, is one to definitely check out. Really nice guy.
I think the best thing about his channel is that he started his channel when he was like
2,
you know, our kids' age.
Yeah.
Like maybe like 7 or 8 years old, or you know, maybe 10, and he, you know, just unbelievable. All I gotta say is shave the stash. You'll get 100K subscribers by the end of the year, no doubt, easily. He's already at 50 something K. Boom. Doing awesome. Love watching his videos.
EDK Reefmeister. If my KH is bouncing between 8 and 9, will that affect coral growth? Yes. It'll pee your corals off because although it's 1 DKH, it depends how often it's going between the... Excuse me, sorry. It depends how often it's bouncing between 8 and 9. You know, if it's over a matter of weeks, then it might not be so much of an issue. But if it's over days, then it will be an issue. Because it's an instability, and obviously, as we all know, the main thing that we're shooting for in a reef is stability. So that is unstable. So depends on how unstable will be the answer to your question. Mike M. So I'm assuming that's you, Mike from Mass. Do you dose your 40? Would I need to dose frog spawn in a 20 long or a 40B, is that a 40 breeder, or water, or is water changes enough?
Well, I mean, I don't dose anything in my 40 breeder planted tank besides root tabs, and in my 40 breeder saltwater, it's just straight up water changes. Now, you can have a gorgeous tank like Michael behind his and do a million things to make it that beautiful. Or you can just do water changes in a small tank. When you have a big tank, he's your man to talk to. I have no clue what it's like to own a giant saltwater aquarium. But what I do know is that you can have a small saltwater tank, take care of it with minimal dosing or anything, and make it be successful.
And that really applies to any size tank. Say for example, this tank. This is probably one of the easiest tanks you will see to maintain. I literally do nothing to this tank. It runs itself, more or less. The last time I cleaned my tank a couple of days ago, but before that I didn't have to. I'm on about the glass. I've not cleaned the glass for nearly 20 days. It's just not needed cleaning. I don't do water changes. The tank is almost 6 months old. I've never done a water change on it. I don't really do anything to this tank, and it's massive. It's a 300-gallon system, but I don't do anything to it. I don't water change it. I don't do anything. Obviously, in a tank this size, water changes are not really something that you want to be doing anyway, because it costs you a fortune. But to answer your question, it's always best to try and get your tank in a position where you don't need to do water changes. Now, the reason why I say this is water changes has a bit of an instability. So if you imagine, say for example, EDK Reefmeister was saying his alkalinity is swinging between 9 and 8. If you imagine you do your water changes every other week like some people do, and imagine that, when you do your water change, your DKH is at 9. But then from that day, every day, your DKH is slowly going to deplete through the corals consuming it and also through your tank just burning it away. So through the next 2 weeks, your alkalinity is going to go down and down and down and down. Now, where that goes to, who knows? It might go to 8. It might go to 7 over 2 weeks. You don't know. But say, for example, it goes down to 8. Then, after those 2 weeks, you're going to do a water change, and the water change is going to push that alkalinity back up to 9 again. So throughout your time, your tank's going to be like this. It's going to be like a wave. That's what your stability is. So, it's not very stable. What you want is this, a straight line. Now, you can get that a lot better from dosing the tank with everything that the corals need. But you need to be able to export as well, because that's what a water change is all about. Putting in the good, taking out the bad. Now, if you don't want to do water changes and you want to add a little bit more stability to your tank, you need to be able to do that yourself. Now, I use a refusion. I use macroalgae in my tank to take out the bad, to take out the nitrates and phosphates. And then I dose Triton solutions to put in the good. Simple, easy, and that's all I do. Job done. It's even on a dosing pump, so I don't even dose it myself. It's all programmed. And that's it. So, when it comes down to you, it's whatever is easiest for you. So if you're using a 40 breeder and it's just easier for you to water change, like for example Mike, it's easier for Mike to water change than to dose, then that's the road that you go down. You know what I mean? It's just whatever. That tank has got to run around you and not you running around the tank, because it won't last. So just tune it to exactly how you want it and you'll be sound.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
So I am getting tired now. So do you want to wrap this up in 15 minutes, or do you want to wrap it up now? What do you want to do? Still people asking questions.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah? You look tired as well.
I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed.
Right. So what you're going to need to do, so if you go back to your PC, do you know where? Do you know that blue button that I showed you, the one that says the start streaming one?
Yep.
it'll be red now, and it'll say stop streaming. Don't press it yet. Don't press it yet. Let me just I'll just change the screens a sec so I can see what he's doing. No, you're not on the right page. Scroll up, go to the next tab that you've got. So click on the other YouTube tab that you've got. Yeah, click on that. So see that stop. Don't press it. Don't press it. Don't press it. Don't press it. Right. So you know where it is, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So don't press it yet, though. Say goodbye to everybody.
Gotcha.
Say goodbye to everybody first. So, guys, I'll do it for him. So I will just do a little bit of a shout out to everybody that I can see right now. So shout out to D from Brooklyn. Thank you so much for checking out today's stream. Nancy Lee.
Shout out, D. Shout out Cape Cod Tropical Fish Keeper.
Nancy Lee, Loops LA, EDK Reef Micer, Lisa
Aqua.
Yeah, you do it now then. Now you know where we're up to.
Lisa Aqua, love 3333. Go ahead, Michael. EDK Reef Meister.
Yeah, Manny Bluntis, Marks, Arc, Aquariums. That is such a tongue twister, that.
Jerry Ebner.
Here we've got William Wolfliff. Cape Cod, Glock 23, D from Brooklyn, Greg, Melissa Byers. We've also got, Melissa Byers. I'm thinking, why do I recognize that name? I've just been watching Stranger Things. That's why I recognize that surname.
Perfect.
Amando, Damien, and is it Tanzania? I can't pronounce that. Sorry, Jack, and is it Slower? Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining today. I've had an absolute ball. It's been great to meet everybody. Mike and I will definitely be doing this again. And yeah, anything to say, Mike?
Good night. Love you, brother.
All right, hit that stop streaming button then, please.
Going over. Peace.
Have you done it?